guys, it's Kayla, and this is Simply Ever After. Here we give you travel tips and tricks to help you go and create your own ever after. And today we've got a DIY for you. So I love to make these memory books. They are perfect for capturing our trips and kind of just encompassing the memories and the feels of them. And I love that they're really customizable. Obviously, there are a million different ways that you can record your memories on your trips. This is just my favorite way, and I'm gonna show you how I make these books. They're super easy. I use a website called Snapfish. It's very similar to something like Vistaprint. I just personally like the layouts that they offer for their books. And I'm gonna give you just a little bit of a walkthrough on how I made this Colorado trip book. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first, like I said, Snapfish is my favorite website to use. They always have really awesome discount codes that usually you can find at the top of the screen or on the page of whatever it is that you're making. So we are gonna be making a photo book today. So I'm gonna go ahead and just click on that. Pretty easy, step by step. As you can see, so this is the discount code that they have going on right now, which this is actually that's a really great discount. So if you're looking to make a book, now's the time to do it. If you ever notice that they do not have a discount, just go ahead and make your book and then wait for a deal to become available and then go ahead and order it at that time. So first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna want to choose the type of book that you want. So personally, I really like these 8x8 square books. I just like that they're very uniform and easy. I have also made the 8x11s before, but you can kind of just choose whatever is best for you. So for the sake of this, we're gonna go ahead and just click our 8x8. As you can see, they have a few different options. Any of the hardcover ones are really great. The lay flat ones are always really nice because when you open your book, they are going to lay really flat and you're not gonna have to like crease your pages or crease your spine to get your pages open. But for now, we're just gonna go ahead and keep it basic for the purpose of this tutorial. So once you have chosen your book size, now you're gonna want to choose your template. Now, of course, you can always just design your own. Personally, I really just like this album one. It's very sleek and simple, and I can still customize it quite a bit if I want to. But of course, if you like stuff with a little bit more color or you want something with a little bit more of a theme, Snapfish has a ton of different options that are available to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and just click this album one, and there it again will tell you kind of just the different options that you can choose from. So I'm just going to leave it as the 8x8 hardcover and make this book. Okay, so now that you've made it to this page, it's time to actually add your photos. So I'm gonna click Get Photos, and I technically have already downloaded these photos, but you can upload them from your own computer, or you can even do this with your Facebook or Instagram. You can connect those to it. So for now, I'm just going to do this since I already have an album, and I'm gonna click our Colorado trip. So these are all the photos. You can go through if you only want specific ones, you can click specific ones, or you can just have all of them selected. So we are gonna click select all photos, and then down at the bottom, we're gonna click add selected photos. So you can have it autofill. I would not recommend doing this just because then it's going to literally add every single photo and you will have to go through and fix like all of the layouts. Like I don't want 6 pictures of myself on one page, or these 2 very similar pictures. So I'm going to I'll place my photos manually. And now we are able to start our book. Now, the nice thing about this is that everything is customizable. So you can actually move all these photo boxes around. You can add text, you can add little images, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. So first off, we are going to choose our cover photo. So I always like this to be, for me, since we do a lot of outdoor activities, kind of more of like a landscape type photo. Our hike was kind of a really big part of our trip. So I'm gonna do this picture of the lake that we hiked to. You just drag it and drop it. And I want it to be bigger and fill up this whole page. So I'm just going to kind of do that, move it around kind of where I like it, and I think that looks good. So now obviously this text you cannot see at all. So I'm gonna change that color to white, so that's a little bit bigger. And then I'm also going to go ahead and change the font. This one I think is usually the one that I do. And then I think I'm also gonna make this a little bit larger. Cool. Now I need to actually edit what it says. So I think that looks pretty good so far. Now something else that I like to do that's kind of cool, since I may visit Colorado more than once, I am gonna do a little sub caption underneath of all of the places that we visited. So I'm gonna add a text, and of course I don't want that one to be huge. We're gonna make that one a little smaller. So we went to Monument Rock, Little Jerusalem, Timber Lake, Hot Sulphur Springs, and Breckenridge. Cool, so that looks pretty good. Now the other thing too, I always like to customize the spine. I personally like mine to be just basic and black, since that's just classy. Again, you can customize these however you want. So I'm going to do the same. And then I also just like to do a whole bunch of spaces, as many as I can. And we went in 2020. Oops, I did too many. There we go. Sweet. So I could keep this white, but I'm going to change the text to white. Okay, so then I'm gonna go to background, and then I think, yes, that is where you can change the color of the spine. So now that our cover's done, we're actually gonna go inside of our book. There's a few different ways to view your book. You can do a single page, you can do a spread, which generally I like to do because then you can see 2 pages at once. Or you can do all pages, where you can see the entire book and all of the layouts, so you can see how it all goes together. So I'm gonna go back to spread. Our inside cover, you can do this a few different ways. You can go ahead and start right away with pictures, or you can always actually make like a title page. So similar to the cover, I'm basically gonna do the same thing, but on the cover page. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this photo. I'm gonna add a text, and we're gonna do Colorado. Let's make it black. Cool, so that's our fun little cover page. Now we're gonna get into actually designing our layout. So again, they make it really, really easy. They give you templates that you just drag and drop your photos, which I think is super convenient and I love. A couple tips to kind of lay out your book. I personally like to do things mostly chronological, but also I like to group my pages together by types of image. So for like my first spread, I'm gonna do Monument Rock, since that was our very first day of our trip, which is all these pictures right at the top. Now, I don't know that I wanna do any of us on these first pages. I think I just wanna do some fun landscape. So I've got this really big picture right here. I think this one, actually, I think this one would look really nice. And then we'll do like something like this, and maybe another landscape. And then we'll do maybe this one where Mark Allen's like really far away. Cool. So these pictures all kind of group together, they go together, they flow fairly nice. And then maybe my next page, since we're still kind of doing Monument Rock, maybe this will be the page that I do images of us. So I think I'll do one of Mark and one of me. And you can kind of move these around the page if you want, or if you click on it, if you click on this little hand, you can actually like, supposedly you can move your image. But I don't think you can on this one because I think this actually fills it all the way. You zoom in, then you can move your picture around. There you go. That's how you do it. So I'm gonna zoom out and move me up a little bit. There we go. Cool. And then basically you just continue on until you're all the way done with your book. Fast forwarding to the future. So I went ahead and I just went to the book that I already made. So as you can see, this is kind of all my different pages. You can see again how I've kind of grouped everything together based on what they were. Now what's really cool about this is you, like I said, you don't have to stick with the layouts that they give you. So let's say I want to have more than just 2 images. So I'll click on my page or an image on my page. You'll see that it's highlighted down here. You'll go to layouts, and then they have a whole bunch of different layouts that you can choose from. So let's say maybe I want to actually have 3 photos. So I can click this and it will change the layout on my page. And you can do this no matter what theme you have. It'll still give you those different layout options. And then you can always, rearrange your photos however you wish. Now, one of the other really cool design features about this is you don't just have to add your photos, you can actually add stickers and emblems and like all kinds of different embellishments onto your pages as well. So you can click designs. So this is where you're gonna see different types of like themes, so you can almost mix and match. So like I said, I like the album because it's just very clean and simple, but maybe I wanted one page that was maybe a little more I don't know, nautical or something. You can find themes relating around that that you can mix and match the different templates together. And of course, where it gets really fun is the embellishments, which I love. Whenever I'm wanting to do kind of more of a scrapbooky looking book, these are so fun because there are literally hundreds of different like embellishment. I call them like stickers. They're not stickers, they look like stickers. There's so many different ones. Of course, you can add emojis, or you can do little word things. I found some, like if you're traveling, like you can use this little suitcase and you essentially you'll just drag and drop. So I'm just gonna pick a random page for now. We'll click spread so I can see it bigger. And you just drag and drop it on your image, and then you can move it around. You can rotate it however you like. You can make it bigger or smaller, kind of whatever you want to do. And then of course you can delete it, or maybe you want it behind your image, which that one you probably won't, but I'll show you. Okay, so maybe I like these flowers and I want to do like several, and I want maybe this one to be back behind, and this one maybe back behind, almost making kind of like a background. There you go. So then I just kind of made like a fun little background. So they have tons of stuff in here that you can do that with. And of course, like we did earlier, you can always add text to your book as well. And that's pretty much it. The very last thing that I like to do is on my back cover. I'll make it bigger so that you guys can see again. I will again just do my little title just in the back. You don't actually have to do this. I just personally like to do that just to give it a nice little finish. Of course, you are gonna want to remember to change the color of your background if you don't want it to be white. That'll be the default color. Sweet, now it's time to actually buy your book. So like I said before, I always like to wait until there's a good discount. They seem to always have discounts, but if you do log on at the rare time that they don't have one, just save your book for later and then come back in maybe a week or so and they'll probably have a discount available again. Now, something to keep in mind, the books will come standard with a set amount of pages, and you can add pages, but it does cost extra for every page that you add. So do keep in mind that it might add up fairly quickly. So just be cautious that if you don't feel comfortable spending a ton of money, don't add like 60 pages to your book. So you'll have your price there. You'll, if you need to order like multiple copies, like I know for us, we had made books of our wedding pictures for our parents. And so we had ordered like multiple books that way. So you can order additional ones. And then you can choose your finish. We did matte. With this book, this was the first time I did the matte, and I like it. However, it does get fingerprints on the back pretty bad. So that is something to be aware of if something like that bothers you. On the images, it's fine, like you can't even tell, but on the back where I have it black, you can definitely tell that there's some fingerprints. So that's just something to keep in mind if you do matte. The glossy is really nice. We've done glossy for most of our other books too. So you can choose your options there. All right, that is how I make my Snapfish photo books for our trips. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I want to know, how do you guys like to make your memory books? Do you use Snapfish, or is there another website that you guys prefer to use? Or do you guys just like to do good old-fashioned scrapbooking? Let me know down in the comments below your favorite way to make your travel memory books. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that it was helpful for you. Make sure that you subscribe for more travel tips and tricks. That's all I have for you guys today. Now go create your ever after.